Hi everyone, this is John Akrazoglu, and I thought I'd spend a few minutes here talking about some of the technologies in the Technology Learning Plan, giving you an idea of what they are and perhaps how you might be able to use them in your projects. Animated productions with Adobe Flash is a very popular, very powerful production tool that lets you create animation and special effects on the internet for online teaching and can be very lucrative if you learn Adobe Flash programming. Camtasia is an animation production tool that we have available on campus, and its real strength is being able to capture what you're doing on screen and add voiceovers and animations to it. Very popular and very recommended. You have to teach people software and programs. You can show video audio production tools. Premiere Elements. It's a simplified version of Adobe Premiere. It is used a lot in the professional world, and there's special pricing for university students at the time of this production. On the syllabus, I do give you places you might want to look for software covered by licensing for home use or available in ITCs or virtual desktop. Audacity is an audio editing tool that you can use to work on splicing things together for podcasts or audio presentations. Google Hangouts is Google's video conferencing tool where students and teachers can get together on the internet. It does allow for recording and doing minor edits to an online session. Final Cut Pro is probably the most professional video production tool out there by Apple. I believe it's only available on Apple Macintoshes. You see it used a lot on some very high-end professional productions. iMovie is Apple's inexpensive, very capable consumer-grade video editor used at home and school. Panopto, also known as UI Lecture Capture. If you've ever taken a class and the lectures were delivered online where you can see the professor or hear the professor teaching and see the PowerPoint slides and things like that, they're probably using Panopto or UI Lecture Capture. It's a way to deliver lectures and slideshows at the same time over the internet. Windows Movie Maker or Live Movie Maker is a nice video editor. I think you can download it for free from Microsoft's website if you don't already have it somewhere on your Windows computer. And then there's YouTube. We seem to be using more and more of YouTube, and there's a growing interest in education. I've been presenting to K-12 schools on how to use YouTube, but still keep things private and secure. YouTube solves a lot of our problems of editing, captioning, and distributing video. Survey testing. If you're in need to throw out a survey or test or quiz students, Qualtrics is licensed for University of Iowa students. Qualtrics does offer some pretty sophisticated analysis tools to analyze the results of your survey. SurveyMonkey is a free survey tool I've used in the past, and it's great for putting out quick surveys. Presentations and interactive storybooks and things like that can be put together with iBook and PowerPoint slideshows. Prezi. Prezi has a unique, exciting flair to it. Used in more and more businesses. Again, it's got its own flavor. You might want to take a look at it instead of using PowerPoint all the time. Authoring systems often means programming in a more friendly environment. Articulate Storyline 2, iTunes U, Lectora lets you create interactive environments that students can get feedback and things like that. Social media networking. More and more educators are opening to the idea of using social networking programs like Facebook to bring classes together in a supportive environment to discuss, collaborate, share ideas, and organize events. Second Life is interesting. It creates a simulated environment students can engage and employ different kinds of role-playing. Twitter is as you know, the #1 program messaging system that you can quickly share ideas, communicate with students, and receive information from important people and experts. Weibo is the #1 social network in Asia. And if you're looking at an international appeal of using social networking tools, you might want to look at Weibo. MOOCs, massive online open courses, have had a big impact on higher education offering courses for free for various reasons. There are programs that help harness and organize courses in learning communities. There's edX, Coursera, Udacity that you might want to look at if you're looking at going into higher ed. Graphics and page layout, doing illustrations and working with pictures. Adobe Acrobat Pro, we make a lot of PDFs that are used and distributed them in formatted documents, and they're self-contained. You don't need another big program to open them. A lot of times the browsers already come able to open up Adobe Acrobat PDF files. Fireworks, Illustrator, Photoshop Elements, these once again help you with graphics, pictures, illustrations, photos, and stuff like that. In any of this, if there are products that you want to learn, if there are things out there that you want to do that are not exactly spelled out the way you want them to be, just let me know. Let's work this out. We want to help you learn what you want to learn, and if there's things that you don't see listed here, again, let me know. The most important thing to me is to make this class meaningful to you in your future career in online teaching. So if there's products here that aren't or not listed or whatever, or you want to be creative with the way you approach a project, again, let's talk. We can work something out. Video conferencing, bringing together people with webcams and microphones. Adobe Connect is a big one. Adobe Connect is being used in higher education and throughout the country. Apple FaceTime, Blackboard Collaborate are big at home and business uses in higher education. FaceTime seems to be more consumer grade, while Blackboard Collaborate, like Adobe Connect, melds in sophisticated interactions using whiteboards, breakout rooms, and student surveys and polling. Lync is one made by Microsoft that's very popular in business, which many of our own IT departments here on campus use to conduct messaging, consulting, and training within the organization. Skype, or Skype for Business, as you probably know, is the biggest video conferencing system and used for online learning, and is pretty darn easy to use. One that we have migrated to is a video conferencing system called Zoom. It is easy to use and it can accommodate over 20 students at one time. It performs fairly well in some very challenging bandwidth conditions, and technical support seems to be responsive. They actually answer your emails and questions. And to me, one of its neatest features is it can record a session with students, and the recording is easy to find. It's easy to find because it's saved right on your own computer, and you don't have to fish it from a server, or ask a server operator to deliver the recording to you. That's good when students miss a class and they can review a recorded class session they missed, or you want to record something and later reflect on it, or maybe bring it up in another semester highlighting things that were said and done. Finally, designing your own learning environments, engineering your own learning spaces, creating your own learning technology rooms. If some of you are in online teaching, you may have a hand in creating these rooms and production facilities. The number one online program taught out of a counseling department from the University of Tennessee has faculty going to a special little room with a computer and microphone and creating narrated PowerPoint slideshows, just like what I'm doing here, and putting their presentations online. Students view the narrated slideshows and use discussion boards to chat with each other and their faculty. As they have it, all they need is a microphone, computer, and PowerPoint, and they've got all the tools they need to produce their content. One thing that we've done here at the University of Iowa is create an extremely high-tech classroom in N105 Linquist Center. We branded it iTech, Iowa Technology Enhanced Classroom. It's got cameras and televisions built in the walls and speakers and microphones all over the place. It's a hybrid system in which students are in the classroom, but you can also bring in remote students from outside the classroom. So we can have on-campus and on-campus learners learn from each other, and you can have students interacting with remote experts or communities. If you're ever in charge, of designing your own learning space and want to look at what we have done, I'd be happy to give you a tour and demonstrate iTech. It's very popular and one of the more sophisticated online teaching rooms in the country. I hope this was useful. Again, I am using a narrated PowerPoint slideshow and delivering it to you on YouTube. Captioning that you can turn on was also done on YouTube. If you have any questions on any of this and you want to think out of the box and try some other things, we can certainly talk. Take care and have a good semester. John Akrazoglu.